Hey everyone, welcome to Looking for Tinderella. This is your host, Julie Thompson, and today we are going to be talking about what is online dating exactly, how it has affected college-age consumers, and what is the Bumble app. Maybe our special guest will have some good tips and funny stories to share with us today. So, what is online dating? According to the Oxford Dictionary, it is defined as the practice of searching for a romantic or sexual partner on the internet. Throughout this mini-series, I'm going to be focusing on the three main dating apps that college students use. That is Tinder, Bumble, and Hinge, and we're also going to be discussing the dangers of online dating. Today, we're going to cover Bumble. What is it, and how to use it? Today is my guest, Dawn Hansen.
That's me!
So, can you tell the audience a little bit about yourself, like how old you are, what you're doing for school, and how you ended up on Bumble?
Okay, so how old am I? I'm 22 years old.
She's 22.
Oh, man. I go to Monmouth. I'm getting my master's in social work. And I ended up on Bumble. What happened? It was like years ago. I broke up with my first ex-boyfriend, and then my friend showed me Tinder, and then it just went downhill ever since, and I got all the dating apps.
You know, that happens. You get one, you get them all.
Yeah, that is true. That was the worst decision of my life.
Same. But anyways, so let's continue. For those who don't know, Bumble is just another one of those dating apps that students our age use to find someone. So how the app works is you make a profile, you answer some questions about yourself like height, if you drink, if you smoke, things like that. You make a bio, which in reality, no one takes seriously.
Nope.
Add all of your best pictures on there. Mine are horrible. Basically, when you do that, you can swipe through each other's profiles, swipe right if you like them, left if you don't. And if you guys were to both like each other and it's a match, it's weird. If it's like, isn't it if it's a girl and a guy, the girl has
to message the guy first.
Now, if it's for me, because I'm gay, it's two girls.
You both can message each other, yes.
Well, no, because it gives one or the other the power.
No,
really?
You can both message each other since you're both girls.
That's weird. I don't like that.
Me neither.
Because it always tells me I have to do it.
Really?
And I'm like, ugh.
No, you don't have to. The other girl can also message too.
Oh, why? I wish I knew that. Okay. Anyways. So, all right, Dawn. So according to an article called Matching and Sorting in Online Dating, there's a statement saying that 20% of online dating users claim that they are looking for something casual rather than sounding desperate. What do you think of that?
I'm not surprised because everyone's looking for something casual, like in this day and age, especially at our age. No one really wants to get into a serious relationship at the age of 22.
No.
So it doesn't surprise me.
So what do you see when you are viewing people's profiles? Do you think that is always the case?
I see more of I don't know specifically than something casual. Because I feel like when people put I don't know what I'm looking for yet, it can go either way. So
I think it leaves it at like a nice middle ground because sometimes like your intentions are to just like hook up with someone in reality and then like you accidentally get into a relationship.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I'm not trying to be funny, but you and I have both done that.
One too many times.
We're both idiots, let's be real. All right, so moving along, let's get a little personal. What makes you swipe right on a person?
Oh, man. Okay, so a guy or a girl? Which one should I go
Start with
first?
guy first.
Okay, so I always look at the picture first. I'm a little judgy. 100%. For me, a guy's taste would be like tattoos, 6 feet tall because I'm 5'1". It's the truth. I like 6-foot guys. They have to have a beard. I love beards. And a plus would always be they work in the automotive industry.
And what about girls?
For girls, I more look for... See, I don't really know. It's hard for me to explain.
Me.
Yes. That. I didn't want to say that because I don't know. It was just weird to me. Basically, you.
Basically, me, Julie. Which, trying to not be funny on that, I have tattoos, and I kind of dress like a little boy.
A little boy?
I mean, I'm wearing joggers and boots and a t-shirt and a hat. I always have a hat on.
I like guys with hats, too. Oh, my God.
The hats. That's what's getting me.
Oh man, nice hair and a hat. Perfect.
Dude, that honestly does make sense, though.
Fuck off.
I've seen the people you dated.
Fuck off.
All right. So, in a study done called What Makes You Click, that really analyzes people's preferences and what makes people attracted to others, it was concluded that men and women similarly go for better-looking partners, however, are even more so eager to date someone who claims that they are quote-unquote good-looking. What do you think of that?
What the fuck does that even mean?
Have you ever read a profile? Because I have so many times. Girls are weird. But they'll be like, I'm hot. Or like a guy's like, good-looking dude looking for a good-looking girl. Like, do you think like that's arrogant?
I think that's fucked up.
So you don't find it endearing that people are confident about themselves?
I mean, it's nice to feel confident in themselves, don't get me wrong, but like I've mostly on those profiles I swipe right, and if we match and if we talk, I find them more cocky than confident.
So would you go out with somebody that like listed themselves as like good looking, let's say, like they put out there that they believe that they're good looking?
I mean, if you're not too cocky about it, then yeah, sure, I'll always give them a chance.
Okay.
But if you talk about yourself and all like keep talking how good looking you are, then fuck no, leave me alone.
So should I put that on my own profile? Good looking girl looking for a smoking wife.
Oh my god.
All right, so you're in your master's program for social work, correct?
Unfortunately.
Come on, guys, we're at the end of our semester and we're both just, our brains are fried.
Inside?
Trying to put it lightly, but our brains are fried. Anyways, all right, so I know you're gonna have an opinion on this. Do you think being college-age people who use online dating are affected by it? Like, do you think where we are in our lives, our mental health is being affected by using online dating?
100%. And I can easily say with my mental health too, it has kind of ruined it tremendously.
How so?
I noticed that I've gotten into more relationships and they've lasted, they weren't the best relationships, and it's like constant relationships, and I noticed that I need someone to be by my side, and that has specifically ruined my mental health tremendously.
I feel that, because in all honesty, like, you remember this, when I started college was like when I started using apps like that.
Yeah.
Because like you and I first met, her and I met at freshman orientation, and now she's in her master's, and I'm in my 5th year here, so this is hilarious.
5 years later.
5 years later. But 5 years ago is when I started using these apps, and like you remember, because I specifically remember talking about it, like I had literally back-to-back relationships.
Yeah.
And like some of my relationships were like a couple months, like from like 3 months to like 5-6 months to 2 weeks, and then I ended up meeting somebody actually not online, funny enough, and that was my longest relationship.
Yeah, and like I came into college with only 4 bodies, like that's all I had sex with, and then all of a sudden once I started using those apps, my numbers just kept getting higher and higher, and so we just kind of look for someone to fill that void when we're in college.
I mean, I know this is going to sound funny and a little screwed up, but, like, the first person I was ever with, like, I met off of Tinder, but it's the same thing. Bumble and Tinder pretty much go hand in hand.
Yeah.
Bumble's just, like, the shittier version of Tinder. Let's be real.
Basically, but, like, some people say that Bumble is better. For some reason, I don't understand why.
It depends on the person.
Yeah, because I know some people who actually have, like, full-on relationships from Bumble.
And I never met anybody that has.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Everyone I know has been either Hinge or Tinder.
No, my cousin is actually in a relationship from Bumble, and I'm like, okay, that's...
Maybe it works.
Good for her.
All right, so to continue, it is kind of common knowledge to know that boys use the internet for entertainment purposes more than girls do, especially when we're, like, doing our semester. And, I mean, we both know that because we're both always doing schoolwork. So, for those using the internet for entertainment, it's sometimes referred to as problematic internet usage. And there is a correlation between that and dating anxiety in our ages. So while I was researching, I came across a quote from a study on problematic internet usage and dating anxiety that said, literally word for word, physiological reactions in people experiencing dating anxiety, such as difficulty in establishing eye contact, reluctance to speak, sweating in proximity to the opposite sex, and blushing, impede genuine romantic relationships, and the comfort provided by cyber relations may encourage adolescents in the direction of excessive internet use. So what do you think of that?
Yeah, it's easier to talk to someone over the internet rather than talk to someone face to face. And I feel like using the internet more so makes our anxiety go up in general with any social media usage. So I'm not surprised that everyone's having trouble meeting someone in general and establishing eye contact, like with you. And like I can't even make eye contact with you right now.
And it's not
it's
like
hard for me.
And like we met like in person, and even then, like I'm staring directly at your eyes right now, and it's a little awkward. And I mean, because you're a social work major, and like that's something like you need.
I need that, and it's so hard for me to do.
I think like it's not even at this point like just dating in general. It's just communication skills in general have been affected by apps such as like dating apps.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Like I still have problem talking to people. I'm a communication major. I think I should be able to sit down and have a full discussion with somebody. But at the end of the day, like I still have trouble with it. And a lot of it has to do with having like a screen in front of me and being able to communicate with somebody that way rather than having to sit down and have like a face-to-face talk.
Yeah.
Like, you ever get those messages where, like, you do this to me. You'll send my name, you'll be like, Julie, and I'll immediately panic. But if you were to say it to me face-to-face, I'd be like, yeah, what's up?
Yeah.
You know, it's one of those things, like, you don't know what the other person's thinking. I think it has to do a lot with facial expressions and things like that. So, like, I get it because I have trouble with it.
It's so difficult. I mean, social media has ruined everything, in all honesty, in my opinion.
Just saying. So, what do you think we can do to help people feel more confident on dates? Should we stop using apps such as Bumble? Or do you have any suggestions?
I've been trying to think about this for a while now because I think it would be better to meet someone in person, not off of the internet. I mean, but yet again, going back to the anxiety, you can barely go up to someone and say hi now because everyone is so anxious.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, maybe getting rid of dating apps would be the best idea, but who knows at this point?
I feel like it's too far gone.
Exactly. It's too far gone. They're already, we both had them for like 4 or 5 years.
On and off.
Oh, yeah, on and off. Like, it's been so long at this point. We're kind of doomed.
Yeah, I mean, I started using it, and then I was in a long-term relationship for almost 3 years. Off of someone I didn't meet off the internet.
Yeah.
And then I remember specifically, like, going back on Bumble for the first time, and I was like, this is just, like, it became a point, it's weird. It became a point where I found it weird to talk to somebody through the internet because I was so used to having, like, face-to-face communication.
Yeah.
Now, I've been using them for, like, I don't know, we've been broken up, like, a year now. So, like, it's been, like, close to a year since I got back on them. And now I find it harder to talk to people in person. It's that back and forth thing now. It's like you have the, like, interpersonal communication for so long that you find it comforting and it's easier to talk to. And then when you lose it and now you're only talking to people solely through the internet, it's just weird.
Yeah. It's just uncomfortable, too.
All right. So we're going to go into the lightning question.
Oh, God.
What is the weirdest experience you've ever had on Bumble? And you can ask me the same question. So we're both open books.
So recently, I just got out of a relationship, ironically, not from Bumble, but he was from Tinder, in August. And I met someone through Bumble. And I also, for some reason, I go for guys in uniform. Don't ask me why.
They're all from, like, the Marines or Army or Navy.
Okay, fuck off.
It's true, though. I've seen them all. It's hilarious.
So, yeah, this guy that I was talking to, he was an ex-Marine. And he was came back home, I forget what happened, but he's an EMT now. And so, all of a sudden, I go back to school. He knows I have to go back to school. But before that, we His mom actually caught us in bed. Like, we weren't even doing anything, and his mom caught us in bed. Like, and then his mom got so mad, and then she kind of, like, kicked us out. And then we went to his first aid squad and messed around in an ambulance. So that was the first time I ever had sex in an ambulance.
By the way, she called me like right after. Actually, no, you texted me.
I texted you right after.
And you're like, guess what I did? And I was like, this is so weird.
That was probably the proudest moment of my life, no, honestly.
But think about it, like the proudest moment of your life is from a Bumble experience.
Okay, but you know what? How many people can say they got fucked in an ambulance? That was a new ambulance, by the way, too. It was brand new.
We're not disclosing locations.
We christened it.
Oh, God. Okay.
Wait, but no, there's more. So, the same guy, so I was back to school at this time.
Didn't he go crazy?
Yeah, he did. We were only talking for 2 weeks, and he begged me to be his girlfriend. Begged. Like, cried. And then he got mad at me because I said no. When the first time in my entire life that I'm putting myself first, he said no. But now we're friends.
But now you're friends. I love this. All right. So, I want to thank you again, Dawn.
Hold on. What was your weirdest experience off of Bumble? No, you said I could ask you the same question.
I hate being honest. All right. Let me think. Bumble? There was that weird time when I thought I was straight, and I had just started college here.
I remember that.
And I remember I matched with some kid, and I started talking to him or whatnot. I don't even remember his name, but I remember we were, like, talking for, like, a couple weeks. It was, like, right before we started school. And then I walked in on, like, I don't know, it was, like, the first day of my biology class. And I walked in, and I looked up, and I saw him in my class.
You never told me that story.
Oh, I never wanted to admit that story. And him and I, like, we never did anything. We were just, like, talked or whatnot, but we were talking for a while. And we, like, made eye contact, and he kind of just gave me a look, and I gave him a look, and I was like, okay. And I sat away from him across the room at the front of the class while he was in the back. And I had to go through an entire semester of him just sitting there, and it was just so awkward. It was so painfully awkward.
You're not straight, though.
I know, there was a point in time I thought I was.
That's
Whatever.
bullshit.
We all try it, you know, you get curious. But yeah, he was like staring, he would like sit there in the back of the class and he would just like watch me, or every time I walked in, he would just like watch me walk to my seat, and I was like,
That's uncomfortable.
Yeah, it was very weird. I think, it was like my freshman year. I think it was my spring semester too. No, it was my fall semester. It was definitely the first semester of college ever. It was just so painful.
Welcome to Monmouth University.
Welcome to Monmouth. I'm gonna have a strange dude from Bumble stare at me for, 14 weeks. I'll never forget finals, finishing my final first, handing it in, and just booking it out of the room.
I had a feeling you did that.
And I was like, oh, thank God. And also, keep in mind, I have never seen him since.
I mean, that's probably a good thing.
Oh, 1,000%, but I've never seen him since. Which I think is kind of weird, because I always see, like, people I remember from, like, different classes all the time.
He was totally avoiding you.
Oh, 1,000%. I don't know whatever happened. But, yeah, that was weird. All right, so I want to thank you again, Dawn, for being on the show and talking to me today.
I got you, boo.
All right, so that wraps up today's episode. Tune in next time for another dive into more of an investigation of how much online dating affects people our age, and, well, who knows who we'll have and what app they use to get all their likes. Have a good one, guys. Thanks again.